Just waiting to be told I am live. Hello, hello, hello. Good to see you here. If you are here live, welcome, welcome. And let me just check that and everything is working. Okay. No. Sorry. Bear with me. Wrong one. That's the one. Okay, super cool. We are live. Get rid of that. Put that on airplane mode. And we are ready to rock and roll. Hello. Welcome to all who are live, all who are watching the replay. It is always an honor and a pleasure to spend this time with you. Today we are tapping on releasing your fears, the enemy that is stopping you from living to your full potential, from realizing your goals and dreams, from achieving the wealth and the freedom that you desire and deserve and are perfectly and totally capable of achieving. And the only thing holding you back is your internal world. And a large part of that internal world is the fears that we the fears that we carry that stop us from living to our full potential, from taking the chances, from backing ourselves, from doing the uncomfortable things and getting out of our comfort zone. That's fear that's holding you back. So fear is not your friend. Fear is the enemy. And when you can actually put fear back in its place and realize that fear is false evidence appearing real, that you are so much bigger than your fears, and that your fears are just projections. You are projecting into the future an anticipation that something might go wrong, that it might not work out, that you might experience an uncomfortable thing in the future. Now, if you're going to live your life concerned, anxious, and stressed about what might happen in the future, how do you think that's going to work out for you? Probably not really all that great. So it's super important that you put fear back in its place. This is not to say that you will never feel anxious, stressed, afraid, doubtful, concerned, and have a sense of underlying uncertainty. There's a great saying that I picked up from a friend many years ago: if you're not living on the edge, then you're taking up too much space. So I don't suggest that people live in a stressed and anxious place all the time, or that you're pushing yourself beyond your limits, or that you're hustling. I don't believe in that crap. I think that is a very masculine approach to life, to success, and we're beyond that now. We are beyond the hustle and grind culture now, unless you want to be in that culture. Personally, meh, not my thing. So what do we do during these tap and talks? We use tapping, of course. So tap along with me over the next 20 to 30 minutes while we go through some very specific points that are going to help you to release the fears that are holding you back. So there's going to be some discovery today. There's going to be some targeted tapping today. And what I want you to do right now while you're tapping is set your intention, because your intention is what drives your ultimate results. So set your intention for what you want to release today. What is holding you back that you want to release, so that in the next 30 minutes, you are going to emerge from this time a different person, a lighter person, because you've let some shit go that has been holding you down and stopping you from achieving your goals and dreams. So what is it that you're going to let go of in relation to your fears? Set the intention, make it non-negotiable. Because you know what? When you show up with a can-do, no matter what, whatever it takes, non-negotiable attitude, mountains move in response to that kind of attitude that says, no matter what, this is happening. So adopt that kind of attitude and make your goals and dreams non-negotiable, and know that it is happening as you set your intention and you follow through. The result that you want is inevitable if you come in with that kind of attitude. So firstly, we're actually going to start with a targeted tapping today. So what I want you to do is start tapping on the side of the hand and repeat after me. Even though I have fears and doubts that are holding me back and stopping me from being at my best, I deeply and completely love and accept all of me right now. Even though I know I have fears that are stopping me from being wealthy, successful, and living my best life, I deeply and completely love and accept all of me right now. Even though I know I have subconscious fears that are stopping me from showing up at my best, from going all in, and from creating the magic so I can realize my dream life. I deeply and completely love, honor, and accept who I am and how I feel right now. All these fears that are holding me back, tapping through the points, by the way, all these fears that are holding me back, I've allowed these fears to get in my way. I've allowed fear to block my wealth and success. I've allowed fear to run the show. All these fears, I destroy, uncreate, and delete all these fears. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all this uncertainty. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all this fear about the future. I destroy, uncreate, and delete the fear of something bad happening. I destroy, uncreate, and delete the fear of it not working out. I destroy, uncreate, and delete this fear of judgment and criticism. I destroy, uncreate, and delete this fear of rejection. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all fears that are stopping me from showing up and backing myself all the way. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all these fears that are stopping me from being wealthy and successful. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all these fears that are stopping me from achieving wealth and success. I refuse to allow fear to run the show. I refuse to allow fear to hold me back any longer. I refuse to stay stuck in fear. I refuse to be controlled by my fears. I refuse to allow fear to steal my dreams. I refuse to allow fear to stop me from taking action. I refuse to give my power away to fear anymore. I'm taking my power back. I refuse to take action based in fear. I refuse to keep procrastinating because of fear. I refuse to let fear run the show. I refuse to allow fear to take my power. I refuse to let fear steal my dreams. I choose to make decisions based on possibility. I choose to take action knowing I will eventually achieve my goal. I choose to make choices based in possibility, opportunity, and positive outcomes. Okay, deep breath. Now, I encourage you to keep tapping because it really does help to continue to release those fears, doubts, blocks, and limiting beliefs. It's working even if you're not doing targeted tapping. Now, if you don't want to keep tapping on your face, if your arms are getting a bit tired, then you can always do this, tapping on the ends of the fingers. That is an incredibly effective way to keep releasing those fears and doubts and calming the central nervous system. I think there's something wrong with my connection today. Seems to be lagging a bit. Sorry about that. So, we're going to do a little exercise in a minute that is about helping to reveal what your specific fears and doubts are. And the thing about fear is that it really interferes in your decision making, in the choices that you make, in the action that you take, in you really stepping up, backing yourself, and just taking action. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. So if you're holding yourself back because of fears about what might happen in the future, then what do you think your tomorrows are going to be like if your entire life is ruled by fear-based decision making? As in fear of taking risks. Now, I'm not saying that you should take risks that you haven't done your due diligence and you haven't understood the risk factors. There's always risk factors. There's risk factors in everything. There's risk factors out in getting out of bed in the morning. None of us know what is in our future. What we can do is we can do the very best that we possibly can, knowing what we know, to set ourselves up for success by adopting the right mindset, the right attitude, by putting together an action plan, and we take action on that action plan by showing up for ourselves, by shifting our internal world. It is your internal world that actually creates your external world. Think of it like this. You are living in a reality show, and you get to write the script of your reality show. If you don't like the way your reality show is turning out right now, what are you going to do about it? And you've got to get into that internal world of yours and you've got to rewrite the script. The script is on your subconscious. You are literally reading from the script that your subconscious keeps giving you. Think of it that way. Because the limiting beliefs, the fears, the doubts, they're all written in the script. Now, if they are the dominant part of the story and the storyline, then guess what? That is what the storyline and your reality will portray. That is what you will experience, because that is the script. That is why we do EFT tapping. We're rewriting the script. Because as you rewrite the script, the storyline naturally changes. Be the hero in your own story. Be the hero in your own reality show. You are the main character. Write the story in a way that the hero wins every single time. Think about that. So your subconscious mind is like a projector. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. We are living in an illusion, in a holographic projection. So when your subconscious mind, when the script changes up here, it projects a different reality onto the movie screen out there. I know, it's insane. This is your life. So change the script, doing EFT tapping, release whatever's blocking you, release the fears and the doubts that are holding you back. The story rewrites itself. All you need to do is focus on what you want that story and what reality you wish to experience tomorrow and the day after and the day after and the day after that. Because the reality that you are living today is yesterday's news. It's the result of the script up here that has written today's story. So write tomorrow's story now. If you don't like the script, if you don't like the story, then change the storyline. That is how powerful you are. And that is why tapping is so incredibly powerful, because it helps to get into the subconscious mind. It helps to release your emotional attachment to those old fears, doubts, limiting beliefs, traumas, experiences, worries, concerns. So you can then create new neural pathways, new storylines, and you are not controlled by your fear-based storyline, your fear-based worries and concerns. And this is the thing about people who succeed. They feel the fear and do it anyway. More than that, they just don't let fear run the show. It's not that they don't feel fear. It's not that they're not fully aware that they're taking risks, that shit might happen, that they might end up having negative consequences. And this is the thing about life. There are going to be positive outcomes. There are going to be negative outcomes. So the less emotional attachment you have to the outcome, the more powerful you are going to be in your own life. Think about that. If you are not all tied up in knots about the potential for something bad to happen in the future because you did do something or you didn't do something, and you take action from a place of possibility, and you take action believing in a positive outcome, eventually, even if the outcome is crap in the beginning, and you keep showing up and you keep backing yourself and you keep building something, and not allowing the little gremlins up here, the little monsters that are telling you that it's not safe, that you're not good enough, that you don't deserve it. If you're not allowing them to steal your confidence and to run the show, and you are in the driver's seat going, no, you know what? I'm not listening to those gremlins today. I refuse to allow these gremlins to run the show. I am going to take action, knowing what I know now. I'm going to take the next most logical step toward my vision, my goal, my dream, and I'm not going to let these little monsters stop me. If you show up with that kind of attitude, your whole world will change so damn fast. So what are the fears? Let's talk about the different fears, all right? So you have, firstly, fear of change. That is a part of all of us. We fear the unknown. Better the devil we know than the devil we don't. So the fear of change is a big one, and it stops people from moving forward because of the uncertainty of creating change in your life. Another one is the fear of failure. That's obviously pretty self-evident. Nobody likes to fail. Nobody wants to fail. It's just that failure is an inevitable part of life. You're going to fail at shit all the time. You may as well go in hard and fail at stuff that actually helps you to move the needle, to make progress and learn forward fast, fail your way forward fast so you can get to the goal a lot faster. Fear of success is another one. People can have programming that says success is painful, success is not worth it, success is too hard. Then if you have a fear of success, why on earth would you go all in if you're allowing that fear of success to dominate your behaviors, your decisions, your choices, and your actions? There's a fear of loss, fear of losing friends, fear of losing family, fear of losing the life that we already have. Maybe you actually love a lot of the life that you have right now, but you're afraid that you will lose some of that if you go all in on your goals and dreams. Fear of rejection, judgment, humiliation. We all want acceptance, love, and approval. We all want that. It's a natural yearning for us. It's also hardwired into our amygdala because if we were rejected by the tribe not that long ago, that was a death sentence. If the tribe rejected us and ostracized us and kicked us out of the village, we would certainly die. We couldn't survive without the rest of the village, without the rest of the tribe. So it's hardwired into our brain that we want acceptance, love, and approval. And this is what drives our behavior as very, very, very young children. Because we understand on a very primal level that we need those people around us to survive, particularly when we're newborns. Without the tribe, without the family, we are gonski. We ain't surviving. So that fear of rejection, judgment, criticism, humiliation, being ostracized is very real. So understand that, accept that, don't let it run the show. Fear of negative consequences. That's another big one. Fear of something bad happening. What if I do this and something bad happens? Still a projection. You don't know until you try. And you know what? Just develop the self-confidence, the self-belief, and the understanding that, you know what? Something bad might happen. If something bad happens, I'll do something about it. I'll fix it. I will learn from it. And sometimes the shit does hit the fan. And sometimes it's really stressful. But you show up, you put your big person pants on, and you go, I've got this. I know that I am bigger than any challenge I will ever face. I never back down from a challenge. I love a challenge. I love a challenge. Repeat after me as you're tapping. I love a challenge. I love solving problems. I love doing hard things so I can make my life better. I love solving problems. I love challenges. I love getting out of my comfort zone. I love learning new things. I love growth and expansion. I love becoming the new, more capable version of me. This is the thing, that your soul yearns for growth, for expansion. Your soul yearns to become the new version of you. So dive right in. Break down those barriers. Develop the traits and characteristics of the person you need to be. And stop letting fear run the show. So another fear is the fear of not feeling good enough, not being good enough. And that's a big one. That's huge. So now what I'm going to get you to do is do a little exercise with me. So you can either grab a pen and piece of paper, or you can come back and watch it later and do the exercise with a pen and piece of paper. But what I want you to do is I want you to think about your goal, your vision, your dream, what it is that you want to achieve, the dream life that you want to create. Bring that up front and center. Now, I want you to ask your subconscious, what am I really afraid of in relation to going, and taking action to achieve this goal and dream? What am I really afraid of? Ask the subconscious. So I'm going to keep asking the question, what are you most afraid of? Now, if you've got a pen and piece of paper, write it down. If not, just sit with the question and take a note of what comes up. What are you most afraid of? Don't stop, just keep writing stuff down or keep bringing up different fears and doubts. What are you really afraid of? What is your greatest fear in going all in on your dreams? What is your greatest fear? What else are you really afraid of? What are you really afraid of? What are you most afraid of? What's your biggest fear that's holding you back, slowing you down, and stopping you from achieving your goals and dreams? What's the biggest fear that's slowing you down, standing in the way, and stopping you from achieving your goals and dreams? What are you really afraid of? What's that primal fear that's stopping you from taking massive action? What's the biggest fear that's keeping you stuck? Okay. So I want you to either pick one and set that as your intention as we do some targeted tapping. So just tapping on the points. This really big, scary fear. This thing that I'm really afraid of. If this happened, it would be devastating. When I experienced this in the past, it was really painful. This fear is crippling my action. Because I would be devastated if this happened. I don't know how I would deal with it if this fear came to pass. I'm really afraid of this happening. What if my worst fears come to life? I don't know how I would cope. The thought of this happening terrifies me. I don't know how I would cope if this happened. I destroy, uncreate, and delete my emotional attachment to this fear. I destroy, uncreate, and delete my emotional investment in this unfolding. I destroy, uncreate, and delete being so scared of this happening. I destroy, uncreate, and delete my emotional attachment to what happened in my past. I destroy, uncreate, and delete all my emotional investment in this fear. No matter what happens, I'll get through it. Even if this happens, I'll find a way to resolve the issue. And it might not happen. I'm putting all this energy into something that might not even happen. What if I'm bigger than this challenge? What if I'm bigger than this fear? What if I just stop letting this fear have control over me? If that happens, I'll survive. But it might not happen. So I choose to focus on the future I wish to create. I choose to put more emotional investment and attention on creating the dream life I desire. I choose to pay attention to my dreams and stop putting so much focus and attention on my fears. Shit happens. And if shit happens, I will deal with it. Because I am bigger than any problem or challenge I will ever face. And I know that life is happening through me, not to me. So whatever happens, it's all perfect. I'm more afraid of living a life of mediocrity and never even attempting my dreams than I am of something going wrong. Because if it goes wrong, I'll fix it. If it goes wrong, I'll pick up the pieces. But I refuse not to live my life because of fear. I refuse to be held back because of fear. I refuse to live a life of mediocrity. I refuse to allow my fears to hold me back. Okay, keep tapping, take a breath. So, whatever you're afraid of, it might be perfectly reasonable. That fear may be totally valid. But the question is, if you continue to live your life taking action afraid of what might happen, or not taking action because you're too afraid of what might happen, how is your life going to be in the future? You should be more afraid of staying stuck where you are than actually doing something and it not working out, and you then figuring out how to make it work out. This is the whole life in general. You have something that you want to achieve, to accomplish, finding a partner, improving your health, winning a competition, whatever it might be. Becoming wealthy, building a business, helping others. Nobody is born knowing this shit. You've got to learn. And learning is uncomfortable. And learning involves failure, because failure is feedback. Learning involves doing the hard things. It involves feeling incompetent in the beginning, it really is uncomfortable when you feel incompetent at something. But it is your continued doing it that actually gets you better and better and better and better. So embrace the discomfort. And just don't let fear run the show anymore. Enough. That ends today. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you have found this really helpful. If you have, please do me a favor. Like, subscribe, comment below. Let me know how this landed for you. And remember, I have a very special event coming up at the end of next week. It is the Wealth Breakthrough Coaching Experience. The link is in the description. You can go and register for free and potentially get coached by me on that call to release the fears, the doubts, the blocks, the limiting beliefs. We will strategize to help you to get from where you are to where you want to be a lot faster. It's going to be very powerful. I look forward to seeing you there. As I said, it's totally free. Link is in the description. Until next time, I will be back next week, actually in 2 days' time. I'm doing a tapping on feeling unworthy. Be here. I look forward to seeing you. Until next time, ciao for now.